Hello, fellow vinyl collectors and viewers alike. This is Deep Track Zach. I am back for a video today to show my latest acquisitions. These were all pickups I had in March and April. I've had a really good month. Things are hopping here in Georgia. Spring is broken, and I hope I had a good spring break, and I hope everybody else is having a good one, or has had a good spring break, or will have a good spring break. I've got a mixed bag today of a lot of genres, and I've just alphabetized everything so I won't, bunch up similar genres. So I'm going to start by showing a hard bop classic, a reissue I got recently, the Dave Bailey Quintet, 2 Feet in the Gutter. Originals of this are quite pricey, and I've been following them for a while, and I just decided to spring for this epic reissue, and I listened to it today. It sounds great. This is my type of jazz, one of my types, the hard bop from the early to mid 60s. I also like the early to mid 70s stuff where they went more electric, but this is a great album. Recorded in 1962, and the first track is wonderful. It's probably my favorite song on the album, Coming Home Baby. That's the good one. 2 Feet in the Gutter, the title track, is also great. Those are both on side A, Shiny Stockings, and on side B, there's Lady, Iris B, and Coffee Walk. But the 2 first tracks are my favorite by far, Coming Home Baby and 2 Feet in the Gutter. And I got a real good deal on this, and there's plenty out there if you're wanting it. And it's on the modern day Epic label, as you can see. I think the originals were on the old yellow Epic label. But that's probably one of my favorite hard bop jazz albums. Dave Bailey Quintet, 2 Feet in the Gutter. Let's see what's next. This next one I got at a record store trip I had about 2 weeks ago, where I just came out with a pile of great records, and I'll mention them when I come by them. But this is Bobby Bland, OG, Ain't Nothing You Can Do. And I have a few of these songs on some Bobby Bland compilations, but this cover's so good, and it was in such good shape for the age. I had to get it. It's got Steal Away, Ain't Nothing You Can Do, the title track, I'm Gonna Cry, If You Could Read My Mind, Reconsider, Black Knight, Blind Man. That's on Bobby Bland's, his label, Duke. Most of his records were on through his career. So, Bobby Bland, Ain't Nothing You Can Do. Check out that classic cover artwork. Okay, this next one I've had on a want list for a while, and I got it in a package deal on Discogs. Sorry about that sun. The sun's starting to set here in the west. I've got the camera here in my dining room that faces the west. So sorry if the sun's messing things up here. But this is, I think, his first album. This is Ed Bruce. If I Could Just Go Home. Ed Bruce is best known for songwriting for country artists, I think in the 70s and 80s. His biggest song was the mega hit for Willie Nelson, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. He actually recorded his own version, but everybody knows that was the Willie and Waylon was the smash hit. But this was before, I guess he went full-blown country. This is more of a folk album, or folk country, more in the vein of like Hoyt Axton. But it's a really good, solid folk, country / folk record. It's got some songs on it like 97 More to Go. That's probably my favorite song, 97 More Miles to Go. If I Could Just Go Home, the title track. By Route of New Orleans, Shadows of Her Mind, Lonesome as Me. And I'm Getting Better, and many other ones, but yeah, that's Ed Bruce's If I Could Just Go Home, 1968. I really like the cover on that one too. Walking down the tracks, probably in Nashville. All right, let's see. Here is one I've wanted for a really, really long time. I got it on CD probably 20 years ago, but the vinyl is quite collectible, and I never could quite find the right price, but I finally did in that package deal where I bought 5 or 6 records from the same seller on Discogs. But that is Chicken Shack, Imagination Lady. This is my favorite album of theirs. If you don't know, they're a blues rock band that Christine McVie was in at one time before she went solo and then went on to Fleetwood Mac. But this has lots of good songs on it, like Crying Won't Help You Now, Daughter of the Hillside, a cover of If I Were a Carpenter, the Tim Hardin song, Going Down, which many artists did in the 60s and 70s. Poor Boy, another great song. Telling Your Fortune, and The Loser. Yeah, that's Chicken Shack. It's British blues rock. There's the gatefold. Finally got a pretty good deal on this. I think I paid $20 because one of the seams was split, but I fixed that right up. And the vinyl's in VG++, bordering on near mint. So that's it. Chicken Shack, Imagination Lady. Let's see. All right, still in the C's. This is a reissue of a legendary album from a blues / R&B artist, Arthur Big Boy Crudup, Mean Old Frisco. And he's probably best known for Elvis covering his song, That's All Right, Mama. But Arthur Crudup did it first. But yeah, this is a collectibles record label reissue of Mean Old Frisco. It's got Mean Old Frisco, Look on Yonder Wall, which he wrote, That's All Right, Ethel May, Too Much Competition, Standing at My Window, Rock Me Ma, which he wrote and many artists have covered, Greyhound Bus, Coal Black Mare, Katie May, Dig Myself a Hole, and So Glad You're Mine. Got that at my record store trip a couple of weeks ago. Another one knocked off the old wish list. Here's another one from my favorite record store, Records Galore, Clarkston, Georgia. This is a local Atlanta artist that cut lots and lots of singles back in the 50s and 60s. But it's Piano Red, but on this album and a couple other albums, he goes by Dr. Feelgood. And this is Dr. Feelgood Goes to College. And this picture was actually taken in Atlanta at Oglethorpe College. But yeah, Piano Red started out doing, that's him, he's a albino. And another interesting story is at the store, hardware / record store where I work, his son is a customer of mine. Last name's Perryman, but yeah, this is more of R&B, rock and roll. I think that's why he went by a different name than Piano Red. There's a little less piano on it and more guitar. They've got like 2 or 3 lead and rhythm guitarists on it. This is guitar Beverly Watkins, is I believe her name. I can't think of any of the other ones' names, but yeah, they have her, and two more electric guitarists and a bass guitarist and a drummer. And then Piano Red, aka Dr. Feelgood, on vocals and piano. But it's a pretty good album. It's not great, but I'm really glad to have it since he's a local artist, local legend. Piano Red, Dr. Feelgood goes to college. Okay, here's another reissue of a unattainable album that I got. It's Frank Frost, Hey Boss Man. And this was originally on Sun Records back in the late 50s, I think. It's highly collectible. This is a reissue on red vinyl. Sounds unbelievable. But Frank Frost wrote the song. It's called Hey Boss. No, it's called Big Boss Man. The album's called Hey Boss Man, but his most well-known song is Big Boss Man, that was made famous by Jimmy Reed. But the original is on here. Frank Frost's debut album, Hey Boss Man. He didn't make a whole lot of albums. That's the next thing I'm going to show you. I got from the record store is, I think this is only his second album. I'm not sure how many he has, but as my other Frank Frost, it's a self-titled album on Jewel Records. This is great. I mean, his vocals are great. He plays harmonica, a wonderful blues harp. This has, I got my mojo working, a cover of the Muddy Waters song. My Back Scratcher, which Slim Harpo had a big hit with that. Things You Do, Pocket Full of Money, Ride With Your Daddy Tonight, Janie on My Mind, Didn't Mean No Harm, Pretty Baby, 5 Long Years. This is just, every song's good on this one. I was glad to find that in the new arrivals at the record store. Frank Frost on Jewel. Let's see. All right, here is the find of the day at the record store a couple of weeks ago. I found 2 old Lightnin' Hopkins records from 1962. Lightnin' Hopkins Folk Series Volume 1 Blues and Lightnin' Hopkins Folk Series Volume 3 Blues, and they're on Time Records. And I don't think the store owner really realized what he had. I didn't realize until I got home and looked it up on Discogs. I got these for about $20 a piece, and they're worth $100 plus. I never even heard of the record label Time Records. And I've got quite a few Lightnin' Hopkins albums, but that's the label. And I've got Volume 1 and Volume 3, and I also did some research when I got home. I was going to get Volume 2 to round it out and have all 3 volumes, but Volume 2 is more of a compilation with different artists. There's a few Lightnin' Hopkins songs on there, but there's some other artists too. But it's got kind of abstract art on the front. This one's abstract too. You can kind of make out a hand on there, I think, maybe playing guitar. But this was reissued. One of these was reissued as another Lightnin' Hopkins album a few years after. It's got Hello Central, Coffee Blues, Long Way from Texas, Mad as I Can Be, New Short-Haired Woman, Gotta Move, and on and on and on. Freight Train. This one, Volume 3, has Home in the Woods, Top Dance Boogie, Worried Blues, One Kind of Favor, Fast Life Woman, and Lightning's Gone Again, European Blues, Lightning's Blues. But it's hard to go wrong with Lightnin' Hopkins, and I'm really glad to have these. Both albums are in VG Plus, and the covers as well. Yeah, Lightnin' Hopkins, Volume 1 and 3. Here's one I also got in that Discogs package deal that I've wanted for a long time. It's a kind of an obscure country rock album, Barbara Keith, self-titled Barbara Keith. And she does a wonderful cover of All Along the Watchtower on here. Let's see what else. Bramble in the Rose, that's an original by her. And what else is good? Detroit or Buffalo, that's a great song. But this is just a really solid country rock album. It was recorded quite early in the country rock movement. I think 1970. I think it's the year this is from, 71, something like that. But yeah, it's Barbara Keith. And I think her brother is Neil Young's late steel guitar player, Ben Keith. I think that's her older brother, if I'm not mistaken. But it's just check that out if you can. Those three songs are the ones I'd look for. All Along the Watchtower, The Bramble and the Rose, Detroit or Buffalo. It's Barbara Keith, self-titled. Let's see, what's the next one? All right, we're into the M's now. Here is one that I also got in the Discogs, from the Discogs seller that I mentioned a while ago. I can't believe how many records he had that were on my want list, but it's good to do it that way. You save on shipping, as you know. Sometimes you can even make an offer and get a better deal when you buy that many. But this one's a OG Prestige stereo, Brother Jack McDuff Screamin'. And what made this stand out to me, I mean, Jack McDuff, it can be, organ heavy, but this one's got Kenny Burrell on lead guitar, along with Leo Wright on alto sax and Joe Dukes on drums. Jack McDuff on organ, of course. But this is a scorcher of an organ/guitar album. It's got He's a Real Gone Guy, soulful drums, After Hours. On side 2, Screamin', I Cover the Waterfront, and 1 O'Clock Jump. Let me show you that old Prestige blue stereo. This is in a mono too, but don't have to have the mono. The stereo sounds great. All right. Here's one that I feel like I should have had this. I think I had it on CD many years ago, but it's eluded me in the wild for many, many years. And that's Rolling Stones, Get Your Yayas Out. I got this at an antique store 2 or 3 weeks ago, but this is just a spectacular live album. Sometimes the sound, the recording isn't that great, but their passion playing these songs just overrules any lack of fidelity. But it's got Jumpin' Jack Flash, Carol, Stray Cat Blues, Lovin' Vein, Midnight Rambler, 8.5 minute epic version of that, Sympathy for the Devil, Live With Me, Little Queenie, Honky Tonk Women, Street Fighting Man. All the songs are kind of extended jams, and the guitars are just on fire here from Keith Richards and Mick Taylor. Just wonderful, wonderful live album from the Rolling Stones in their prime. Get your yayas out. Here's another one from that same antique store that I have never seen. I don't know how, but I know it's a little less common, but Bob Seger's Beautiful Loser studio album. There's some great songs on here, but the standout tracks to me are Beautiful Loser, Black Knight, Catmandu, Jody Girl, and then Traveling Man. Nutbush City Limits, his awesome cover of the Ike and Tina Turner song. And that's the best songs for me, but Bob Seger, Beautiful Loser, and I cannot think of the year. I'm guessing 1975. But he went on and did that medley in the live album a year or two later of Traveling Man and Beautiful Loser, but the studio versions probably not as good as the live, but they're also great, and they're on this record. Bob Seger, Beautiful Loser. All right. These last two are a couple of more obscure soul albums that I've wanted for a while. And the first one is Howard Tate. I got these from a different seller, these two albums on Discogs. I mean, from the same seller, but a different buy than I've been referring to so far. This is Howard Tate's self-titled debut. I think he had made some singles before this, but this is from 1972. And it's got, let's see, the best songs on here. She's a Burglar. 8 Days on the Road is great. He does a cover of Girl from the North Country, Bob Dylan song. They call it Girl of the North Country on this. But and he also does a great cover of the band song Jemima Surrender. And let's see what else. It's Heavy, It's Your Move, and The Bitter End. Those are also great. But yeah, that's check that out if you're into soul. Howard Tate, self-titled album from 1972. All right, now here's the last one. This is this is a little more obscure. This is Sam Taylor Jr., Tunnels of My Mind. This is kind of in some parts, psychedelic soul. I couldn't tell you the year. I'm thinking 1969. Some of these I have to guess on, I'm sorry. But I think it's from 1969, and it's on the GRT record label. And the title track, Tunnels of My Mind, is a wonderful psychedelic soul song that you got to check out. I really love it. And the first song, The Stinger's great. He does a great cover of I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Let's see. Oh yeah, Dark End of the Street, which lots of soul singers covered. This is one of the best versions I've ever heard, though. It's Dark End of the Street. It's the last song on side one. Next in line, Tunnels of My Mind, which title track, which I mentioned. Cigarette, Grubber, Mary, What Did You Do? And the last song is a Carole King cover, Hey Girl, or Carole King and Jerry Goffin co-wrote it. But yeah, that's another one that I got a good deal on. It has a drill hole in it, and he kind of discounted it because I don't know if you can see it there, but on the cover, it's got a drill hole and on the vinyl, but thankfully it doesn't affect play at all. See the little hole there? It's a clean little drill hole, but sounds great. Cover looks great. And yeah, Sam Taylor, Tunnels of My Mind. All right, everybody, that's going to be it. That's my pile of March and April acquisitions. Thanks as always for watching, and I will catch y'all next time. Bye-bye.